What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the ever-charming Dr. Disaster. And it's been a little while since I talked about Doctor Who. There hasn't been much news on this front for a while, but recently, Ncuti Gatwa himself made a statement on the Graham Norton show that seemed to confirm that despite the fact that we haven't gotten any confirmation from the BBC or Disney that he was coming back for a third season as the Doctor.
Oh, goody.
Both of the people who are still fans of the show were celebrating. It seemed that finally, despite the awful viewership of Ncuti's first series, things were going their way. But then, the BBC swooped in and cut that part of his comment out of the show. They literally edited it right out, which I will show you in a few minutes. But this indicates that things are not so clear-cut. In fact, I would argue that this is a fairly blatant sign that Ncuti is not going to continue as the Doctor after the second season.
Oh, dear God, no!
If the ratings were good, and if the BBC was actually confident in the show's ability to succeed moving forward, this would be a no-brainer, and they absolutely wouldn't alter what he said in the show. But considering the deal that they have in place with Disney, which they would desperately like to continue after this second season, and considering the fact that Disney seems understandably grumpy with how poorly the show has been received thus far, well, it appears that Ncuti Gatwa was speaking out of turn and that this was the BBC telling Ncuti to stop talking.
Hey, lady! Shut up!
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter where I keep a list of woke and DEI-infected video games pinned to the account at all times for your reference. My handle on the platform is Dr. Disaster 1. But anyhow, there was a brief moment in time there where the fans of Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor Who, or as I like to call him, Doctor.
What the hell is even that?
But there was a time when fans of this version of the Doctor thought they were on top of the world. Apparently, Ncuti Gatwa appeared on this show here, and in the show, he made it sound like they were already working on the third season of the Doctor, but the BBC seems to have blown that up. Let's read about what happened here from the website Doctor Who TV, link in the description. Recent press reports are stating that Ncuti Gatwa is returning to film a third series of Doctor Who in 2025. However, it appears the situation is not quite so clear-cut. During an appearance on the Graham Norton show, Ncuti Gatwa was widely reported to have confirmed his future involvement, indicating at a third run for his Doctor. However, this part of his comment was notably edited out from the final BBC broadcast, raising questions about the certainty of these plans. Originally, Ncuti Gatwa was reported as saying, "It is all going well, we did the second series this year, the Christmas special is coming up, and we are filming a third series next year." Yeah, that sounds fairly definitive, but it also sounds like the BBC does not want that idea going out into the world. The article says then, but in the final broadcast version of the interview, Gatwa said, "It's all going well. We finished the second season earlier this year. We've got the Christmas episode coming out at Christmas, but it's been amazing." While fans took his original comment as a clear confirmation of a future series beyond next year, the decision to omit the part about the third series filming suggests that things are still very much up in the air. Adding to that, Russell T. Davies reiterated that no official commission for Series 16, or Season 3, as he referred to it, has been made yet. The decision to commission Season 3 won't be made until after Season 2 has aired, Davies said. But yeah, the BBC switching up what Ncuti said is a clear and total rebuke of the show, and it's no wonder that we're seeing it. As I've covered on this channel many times, the show has absolutely plummeted in viewership over the past few years. Jodie Whittaker being introduced as the Doctor was a novelty, a curiosity at first, and they had large viewership numbers as a result, but people checked out over time once the novelty wore off and they could see that the story quality was shit and that the show was lousy with wokeness. This culminated in Jodie having the worst rated episode in the history of the show's modern era, until Ncuti Gatwa came along. The Ncuti Gatwa season now has the worst rated episode of all time, and in fact, this season now holds 8 of the top 9 worst rated episodes in the history of the show, which, for reference, there were only 8 episodes in the season. That should tell you everything you need to know about why they haven't renewed this thing for a 3rd season and why Disney is so pissed about the reception. Disney reportedly spent millions on Doctor Who, funding the new seasons so that they have the rights to put it on Disney Plus, thinking that maybe this would attract new people to subscribe to that service. But the show never even cracked into the top 10 of the Nielsen streaming ratings, indicating that the show was very poorly received. Imagine that you're Disney for a second here then, and you spent tens of millions of dollars on a new show, and the ratings are so abysmal that not only did it not crack the top 10 of the Nielsen charts, but not even the mainstream media in the US could bring themselves to say much in defense of the show after the first week or so. Everybody could see that this was cartoonish, unserious slop. I guess people just don't much care for characters that look like this, or main characters that cry constantly like Ncuti Gatwa did. In other words, queer Doctor Who is a flaming dumpster fire that most people are avoiding like the plague, and I still have my doubts that Disney will re-up their deal for a 3rd season with Ncuti Gatwa, and it seems like the BBC agrees with me. It seems like the BBC understands that Ncuti Gatwa was absolutely speaking out of turn there. Yes, the expectation is that every Doctor, every actor who comes in and plays the Doctor, gets 3 seasons these days, but it would be very understandable if they bucked that trend with Ncuti because, gosh, the ratings are absolutely atrocious right now. But I'm gonna leave it there. Drop your mockery of Dr. What the Hell Is Even That in the comment section below, and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of